Welcome to Movie Explainer. Today we're diving into a gripping tale of faith, family, and global chaos that unfolds during one of humanity's most mysterious moments. The story begins at New York Airport, where we meet Chloe, a college student who has just returned home. Her first call is to her mother Irene, only to learn that her father's birthday celebration has been cancelled due to an unexpected work call. Being the daughter of a pilot, Chloe decides to remain at the airport, hoping to catch her father before his flight. In the bustling terminal, we witness an encounter between Cameron, a television reporter, and a passionate Christian woman. The woman, driven by her faith, attempts to convince Cameron that the Bible holds the answers to all the tragedies he covers in his line of work. Chloe, overhearing this exchange, interrupts with a pointed critique about God punishing innocent people for past sins, dismissing the notion that mysterious ways justify such actions. After the woman departs, Cameron expresses his gratitude to Chloe, who reveals that her own mother shares similar religious convictions. The story takes a turn when we follow Rayford, Cameron's father, in the parking lot. In a telling moment, he removes his wedding ring before meeting with Hattie, a stewardess, revealing the complicated nature of his personal life. When they enter the airport, Rayford spots his daughter Chloe and embraces her, but the reunion quickly sours as Chloe confronts him about his flirtatious behavior with Hattie. The tension escalates as they discuss his troubled marriage with Irene, with Rayford explaining how they married young and grew apart, particularly due to Irene's increasing religious devotion. The plot thickens when Chloe receives 2 tickets to London, meant for her father, exposing that his sudden work call was actually planned 2 weeks in advance. Frustrated and hurt, Chloe hands the tickets to Cameron, asking him to deliver them to her father instead. While Cameron and Rayford board the plane, Chloe discovers her father's discarded wedding ring in his car.at home. Chloe has a brief pleasant conversation with her mother before things become tense over the airport incident. When Irene begins preaching, Chloe storms off, taking her younger brother Ramy to the mall for a distraction. During what should have been a simple shopping trip, everything changes in an instant. A brilliant flash of light occurs, and suddenly, Ramy vanishes, leaving only his clothes behind in Chloe's arms. Chaos erupts as similar incidents occur throughout the mall. People discover their loved ones missing, vehicles crash as drivers disappear, and panic spreads like wildfire. Some take advantage of the confusion to loot abandoned shops and belongings, while outside, the streets become gridlocked with accidents and abandoned vehicles. Meanwhile, on Rayford's flight, the situation becomes equally dire. During a moment when Rayford sneaks away from the cockpit to meet with Hattie, showing her the London tickets, the plane experiences severe turbulence. To their horror, they discover that numerous passengers have vanished, leaving only their clothes behind. The panic intensifies when Rayford returns to find his co-pilot missing as well. Taking control of the situation, Rayford stabilizes the plane and manages the increasingly hysterical passengers. When they become too aggressive, he cleverly uses the cabin pressure system to force them back to their seats with oxygen masks. Communication attempts prove futile as both radio and phone systems are down. Cameron, ever the reporter, begins documenting the extraordinary events, interviewing the remaining passengers. The responses range from drug-induced denial to religious interpretations, with tensions rising between passengers of different faiths. The situation becomes even more precarious when they discover they're on a collision course with another pilotless plane, leading to a harrowing near-miss that damages their wing. Back on the ground, Chloe's journey through the chaos is equally intense. She witnesses a small plane crash, has her brother's bag stolen by opportunistic bikers, and sees a school bus plunge into a river, only to find it eerily empty. The city descends into lawlessness, with robberies and violence erupting in the streets. At the hospital, she makes a chilling discovery: all newborns have vanished, and reports indicate this phenomenon is occurring worldwide. The story builds to its climax as Rayford's damaged plane begins losing fuel, and Chloe, after a moment of despair on a bridge, works to help her father land safely. In a dramatic sequence, she creates a makeshift landing strip at a construction site, using gasoline tanks to create a guiding inferno. The landing is nerve-wracking, with the plane barely avoiding disaster as it skids to a stop just short of a massive gas tank. Throughout this chaos, the characters undergo profound personal transformations. Rayford acknowledges his failures in his marriage, realizing it wasn't Irene's faith that drove them apart but his own unwillingness to engage with it. Chloe moves from bitter skepticism to a degree of understanding about her mother's beliefs, especially after visiting a pastor who explains that this event is the rapture, God taking believers and children to heaven before dark times descend upon earth. The story concludes with an emotional reunion between Chloe, Cameron, and Rayford. As Chloe returns her father's wedding ring along with her mother's, they stand together watching the burning city. Cameron remarks that it's the end of the world, but Chloe suggests it's just the beginning, leaving viewers to contemplate the profound changes this event will bring to their world. The narrative masterfully weaves together themes of faith, family relationships, and human nature in crisis. It explores how different people react to inexplicable events. Some turn to religion, others to denial or violence, while some find strength in family bonds. The disappearances serve as a catalyst for personal revelation and redemption, particularly for Rayford and Chloe, who must confront their past actions and beliefs in light of these extraordinary circumstances. The story also presents an interesting commentary on modern society's response to crisis, showing how quickly order can break down when faced with unexplainable events. From looting at the mall to violence in the streets, we see humanity's darker tendencies emerge. However, we also witness moments of courage, sacrifice, and connection, as demonstrated by Cameron's handling of the distraught mother on the plane, and Chloe's determined efforts to save her father's flight. The technical aspects of the crisis, particularly the challenges faced during the flight, add a layer of real-world tension to the supernatural event. Rayford's professional skills as a pilot are tested to their limits as he deals with both the practical challenges of flying a damaged aircraft and the emotional weight of knowing his family might be affected by the same phenomenon, causing chaos in his plane. The conclusion leaves viewers with a sense of both ending and beginning. While one chapter of these characters' lives has closed dramatically, another is just opening. The burning city serves as a powerful metaphor for the transformation their world is undergoing, suggesting that while much has been lost, there's still hope for what might come next. This story effectively combines elements of disaster thriller, family drama, and religious prophecy into a compelling narrative that raises questions about faith, family, and human nature while keeping audiences engaged with its fast-paced action and personal stakes. The parallel storylines of father and daughter, both facing different aspects of the same crisis, create a rich tapestry of human experience during an unprecedented event.